Yeah, baby.
Turn on the flamingo.
The crescendo.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, guys. What,
Back
you missed 1
and
week
better than ever. You know what?
Hey, they don't know that we missed.
It's typical what
it's
the
normal.
podcast stuff.
It's normal.
We happened to put out an episode last week when a bunch of major stuff happened, and now we're going to talk about it like with a week's worth of, foresight, right? Or
Wisdom.
hindsight, I should say, not foresight.
That's sweet.
So welcome back to What the Podcast. I'm Ryan.
I'm John.
Together we are
Ryan and John.
on the couch as always. My lovely wife, Cara Tafolla, sporting the poppy, and the ever-present,
Put it back. Put it back in my name.
the lovely
Thank you.
Annie the Skovmand.
Thank you. Thank
You
you.
think we could get
Changes
sponsored
is-
by Poppy?
I
Also sporting the
I bet
poppy.
we could.
love to get sponsored by Poppy.
It's not
Girls
even
who
that
care
good,
about their
guys.
gut health. Poppy.
Poppy.
Unpopular opinion.
Unpopular opinion.
Do you like Olipop or Poppy better?
Poppy.
I don't think I've had Olipop.
I do like Olipop, but I feel
Isn't
like
that
they
the
all
one you
taste
did the
same.
sponsor thing for?
Yeah. That
Poppy
one
or
I got paid a
Ollie
little bit
Poppy?
for.
Well, Poppy.
By the way, that
Poppy
is
Pop.
genius. of a
Crowdsourcing
company to be
marketing.
like, hey, make a commercial and we'll send you. How much they send you?
$3.
$3
$3
for a single TikTok that could potentially blow up. That's like the
Amazing.
best.
It's
of
amazing.
course, totally.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, here's $3. I mean, if that got like a million views, Cara would be like, actually, no, give me $300,
True.
$3,000.
They'd be like, it's in the contract. It's the $3 contract.
We gave you $3.
So,
So that'd be a tough one.
Genius.
but it
Genius
kind of
for
is
them.
a win-win because if it blows up, then you kind of gain a following and you might get other sponsors. So it's kind of a win-win
True.
for the company.
Sounds like
and for you.
something that Poppy would say.
know
Sounds like
what?
they're
You're
like, hey,
always on
hey,
the side.
win-win.
On the other
You're always
side.
on the side of big business, John. What do you
No,
want me
I'm
to do?
not.
What do you want me to do?
I'm
Yeah,
just saying
good.
it's a
Good
win-win scenario.
for this, Poppy. Good for
Yeah.
them
Well, I guess.
and their brilliant marketing idea.
You know what Poppy's doing good right now?
What they doing?
My little puppy, Donald Trump.
Oh my God.
Boo! Bad transition.
Puppy.
Bad
Love that
transition.
Poppy.
Wait, hold on. Wait. Remember this one? Let's go into the cringe compilation.
My
Poppy.
poppy Donald Trump. What's going
Yeah.
on with your poppy
Yeah.
Donald Trump?
He has a beautiful new picture surfacing the internet.
God.
Okay.
His mugshot.
Okay. Right off the bat, how do you feel about it?
It's hilarious. I do feel embarrassed in the fact that we have a U.S. president who is now has a mugshot. Like,
Weren't we
it's just
embarrassed by him
embarrassing.
anyways?
I mean, yeah. I do think it will be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah. It's a pretty polarizing picture. I watched this really interesting TikTok.
Trying to look scary in it. He's got like
Well, and people are taking it in different, like, between the four of us, we're like, oh yeah, he's a clown, right? Like, that's
Yeah.
crazy that he's
Funny.
got, this former president got arrested. He's got a mugshot now, right?
Yeah.
A lot of the, the Trump supporters, some of that, far right conservative group, right, mob,
Group.
is like, how awesome, badass. We've got
Yeah.
a hardcore president finally, right? Like, they're
Yeah.
taking it as like, oh, he's so hard, he's so cool.
well, if you look at it that way,
Right.
it's right. Like the right in some form is for small government.
Yeah.
In a huge form, it's for small
Uh-huh.
government. So the idea that this person is fighting the government hard enough that the government is trying to like get him for it,
They
and
got
shut
to
him
him.
down,
Yeah.
is like almost like
It
a
sucks.
rallying point.
Yeah, it's like reinforcing like all of those points.
Well, it's kind of
Isn't
like
that crazy?
in times where it's like people who are promised persecution in their life
Mm-hmm.
for like you see it a lot in like cults
Oh.
and stuff like that where
Yes.
you're like, oh, like they're gonna tell you that it's like wrong and that this is the wrong way, and they're gonna try to stop you, and that just
People are
proves
going to
that
judge
you're
us.
right.
But
Like-
we have to push through the judgment, right? I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, you see that like Charles Manson did that. People like
Yeah,
that. They're like,
yeah.
oh, the more like you're promised to be persecuted, and then when persecution comes, they're like, this is all part of the plan. That means I need to do what I'm doing
Mm-hmm. Yep.
10 times more. And you're like,
Yep.
that's not always.
I saw this TikTok, and maybe one of you jokers sent it to me, but I'm going to talk about it anyways.
Okay.
Yeah,
It was
sure.
comparing it to, if you've ever seen the American Gothic painting, where it's the old man farm. It's like the farmer and his
Yeah.
wife, and he's holding a
Pitchfork.
a pitchfork, and they've got the little farmhouse behind them.
Yeah.
When that came out, when that piece was painted by this artist, whose name escapes me. It was really polarizing in
An
kind of a
artist.
similar way because it was like city folk believed that it was painted to make fun of like farmy oaky people, right, out in the Midwest. They were like,
Oaky?
"Oh my gosh, can you believe?"
An
Yeah,
adjective?
yeah, oaky,
Farmy
you know,
oaky.
like
It's farmy
like your
oaky.
grandma, like oaky.
Oh, I've never heard that before.
No, sorry, two different
Oaky.
adjectives.
She's
farmy
out- she's
and
out
then
to
Farmy,
get you
oaky.
oaky.
Carrie, you're a
She's
little
out to get you
oaky on
today.
some days.
I like oaky.
Yeah,
She is out to get you
I feel
today,
like I say
bro.
oaky quite a bit.
I have never heard
It
oaky.
depends on. Anyway,
As
keep
an
going.
adjective.
Keep the thread.
It
Keep
is
the
a
thread
good
here.
Oaky
day.
as an adjective, like describing a drink.
It's a good day when Kara's
City folks were like, "Oh my gosh, look
Honored.
at these ridiculous farm people." It was kind of like a caricature for them, right? Where-
Let's look it up. I mean, let's
Yeah,
find
pull
out,
up-
right?
pull up the
I got
picture.
It. I got
The
it.
picture.
and the farm
Cara.
type and the farm type people, the Midwesterners, were thinking, "Oh my gosh, look at this awesome painting of like, you know, the epitome of the hardworking American, and it's so good that this is getting the coverage, you know, the popularity that it deserves. Like, go, you know, USA! Oh my gosh, we're awesome farmers!" Like, they thought it was like a compliment to them, and
So going back to oaky,
go ahead.
does that mean
Sure.
if you are oaky, you don't realize you are oaky?
Okay, I
No,
I
you're
looked
losing.
up-
You're getting lost in the sauce a
I
little
looked
bit.
up what oki is because it triggered something in my mind,
Okay.
a memory.
Go ahead.
Oki was a derogatory term used for people from Oklahoma and the farm folk.
Really?
And so they were called, like, when they moved out to the west or the big cities, they were called Okies.
So you want to revise
There you
And
go.
it was-
No, I stand by
Okay.
Okie.
and it was
Alright.
like,
Yeah, screw
so
those guys.
I remember having an
Oklahoma.
English
People from
teacher in high
Oklahoma,
school.
Take
suck
it.
my ass.
Oh my
Go ahead,
gosh.
Annie.
My
I wanna bleep
English
that. Hold
teacher
on.
in high school, her
7:45.
Yeah.
her mother-in-law was from Oklahoma, and she was like, "Oh, so you're an Okie?" And she said she was like, "That is so rude of you, just like you
That's
can't say
Wow.
that is so
Freaking
people from.
dare
That's
you.
so Okies to say that though. Like,
Have you been to Oklahoma?
Have I been? No, never
I've been once to Choctaw Casino.
Oh, that sucks.
Nice.
I'm so sorry.
But okay, so yeah, it's the painting is kind of like farm like.
Yeah, like that. Well, that was my whole
It's-
point. Is when it came out,
it's
and
like
the artist
caricature.
never explicitly said,
Who it was
"Oh,
for.
yes, it's for the farmers," or it's you know against the farmers. He liked the chaos. It was
Yeah.
like this whole.
And so this mugshot of Donald. God, I couldn't even say
Cut
it.
that
Oh my
out.
gosh.
824. Cut that out.
Cut that out.
So basically, it's it's like the same kind of vibe. Like we're like, oh my gosh, look at this dude! I can't believe he got arrested. What a loser! And the other side of that argument is like he's badass.
Badass.
What a cool
I
like.
thought when you said that you saw it comparing to something, I thought you were going to say it compared to Lindsay Lohan's.
Well, yeah, and that's kind of the thing is like there's a lot of famous mugshots, right?
So good. Have you seen the Bad Girls Club
No.
like T-shirts that they're selling? And it's all like, it's like
No.
Amanda Bynes mugshot, Lindsay Lohan, Paris Hilton's, Kim Kardashian, like Khloe Kardashian,
Oh, that's
and then Donald
awesome.
Trump's.
Donald, that picture is going to be on every
Bad
dorm room
Girls Club.
this
Oh,
fall
yeah.
as a big poster on every
flag.
freshman guy's dorm, you know? Yeah, it's like, but it does kind of invoke that, like, you know, you see pictures of like Elvis Presley getting his mugshot,
Yeah.
like, you
Yeah.
know, different like celebrities. It's kind of this like edgy thing that people like, but
And
In
add
reality-
Mitchell Musso to that.
oh, Mitchell Musso,
He got arrested.
what'd he do?
He got arrested for
Public intoxication.
Intoxicated.
I'm gonna give you
Intoxication.
one more shot.
Intoxication. I'm intoxicated.
You're intoxicated.
with
I'm
Poppy.
intoxication. With
You
Poppy.
can't slip up on this show.
Intoxication.
No, you can't miss a step
You
on
There's
already
this
know.
there's
show.
also mugshots of like the girls of Vampire Diaries. They got it too of public intoxication, like during filming, and there's
Dang.
like all of them are smiling.
You get
Is that even
processed for that
news
sort of
anymore?
thing?
You
Yeah.
Like
You're
just
drunk in public?
general, think
You
it's
have to do
news?
something to get arrested, right?
How public? Because I can go out to brunch and get drunk and stumble at. I never get
Yeah.
arrested.
No, I mean,
I think Mitchell Musso stole something while drunk.
Oh.
Okay, so
yeah. He's,
that's
That
a little
was the
more than
thing.
public
Bruh.
intoxication.
is that even news? Is Mitchell Musso even news?
Are you guys
anymore?
tracking all these Disney Channel stars that are?
Podcast.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes, Allison Stoner. Yeah, she's been all
Hers is
over my For You
crazy.
page.
Yeah.
The girl who played Kim Possible.
Yes.
Hers have been all over my For You page. Oh my gosh, they're
Oh my
coming.
gosh,
they're
Mitchell.
There's an emergency.
Mitchell.
Mitchell Musso just got out of brunch.
They're punching it out again.
Something Carlson.
You're talking about Christy Carlson Romano.
Yes.
Carlson.
She did a lot of things for Disney, didn't she?
She did a lot.
Oh, yeah,
She was
she
What's
did.
Impossible.
Even Stevens.
She was Ren Stevens. That's right.
Ren
Stevens.
She was in Cadet Kelly.
Yes.
Forget
Cadet
it.
Come
Kelly.
on.
I love that
Cadet
movie.
Kelly.
Opposite Lizzie McGuire or Hillary Duff.
Close enough.
Well, same,
Kind of.
same diff.
Crazy.
Josh Peck has a podcast.
Yeah. I'm mostly honing in on Allison Stoner
Stoners.
Yes.
because she said that she's been throwing these like support groups, like
For child
inviting a
stars?
bunch of these,
Yes.
Nickelodeon, Disney Channel,
Yeah.
because she had said she was talking with the girl from Zoe 101,
Yes.
which I'm sure you've heard of
Yeah,
her
Nicole,
story.
whatever.
Yes.
Something, yeah.
They actually told her, 'cause she was like in the first season of Zoe 101 and she got in a fight with Jamie Lynn Spears.
Jamie Lynn had spin-
And then
Spears
Britney
hated her.
Spears showed up and like chewed her out.
Oh.
And there was so much like bad around that whole situation. She ended up getting let go from the show.
That's
or
so
she
crazy.
left the show. But they had told her like, okay, that's fine. Like we're going to let you out of your contract or whatever, but you're not allowed to come to the Kids Choice Awards. That
That'll
was
do
like
it.
their one stipulation was
That'll do
like
it.
don't, because they didn't want her like basically talking to other young
Yeah.
stars and being like, hey, like how effed up is this business, right? Like, rubbing elbows with
You think they'd all talk about that with each other anyways?
totally.
At least within cast, maybe.
I imagine in rehearsals it was kind of like strict and everybody kept to their own, especially somebody as high profile as like Jamie Lynn Spears.
Yeah.
It was probably like kind of separated.
Yeah, that's true.
Dang.
Yeah.
What do you think,
The
Joe?
child stars.
About the
Anything.
public intoxication.
Vaccination.
I was just going through some of our predictions from the beginning of the year
Oh.
because one is potentially going to come true. It was a wild card guess
Okay.
about the Sister Wives.
Was
You
it
told. Well, I don't know who. It was a wild card guess, so it was one of us. It wasn't like a particular one, and somebody said like they were going to lose all. He was going to lose all of his wives, and I think
Whoa.
he's on the
I
brink.
think that was me.
Is number 4 on the way out?
On the brink.
Rumors are that their marriage is not good.
Whoa.
Potentially dissolving. So if that comes true,
What if he becomes a bachelor?
We all
That's
win,
gonna
I
be
guess.
Crazy.
I don't know.
I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like I was on the side of he was going to gain more wives. So
well, there's also
Because those rumors started
an
right when they were all
addendum.
leaving.
There's an addendum to this specific wild card. It says, or he ends up in jail.
Oh,
So I don't know. Either
What-
one of
he's
I
gonna
those.
could
make
see
it
him
to
ending
jail.
up in
if
jail.
guys, if both happens, he loses the wife and he ends up in jail,
Whoa.
we're getting a pizza party.
Yeah, at least a pizza
I'm
party.
saying,
At
like
least.
what
Pizza
if
party.
the last wife leaves and then all of the ex-wives band together and accuse him of something?
Then there's
Yeah.
like
Gets to jail.
it's the new TLC show, like I don't know, Band of Sister Wives or what?
Whoa,
what would be the
whoa.
spinoff where they all kind of
Sisters'
Oh.
Lives.
Ex sister wives.
No,
I'm gonna say,
that's not catchy enough.
something like that,
It's
like
catchy enough for
like-
Single
TLC.
wives or
like
something
the
like
ex-wife, the ex-wives.
sisters,
The
and then the wives
ex-wives.
is crossed off.
Whoa, sisters.
Oh wow.
That's cool.
You're welcome,
That's
TLC.
Cool. Thank you,
TLC.
TLC.
Take it to the
You
bank.
could have-
I don't even want it. I don't even want it.
You're
Yep.
giving out one for
for
free?
$3. I want
Okay,
it.
thank
I want
you.
$3.
Such dramatic photos on TLC of like the show starting because this season's supposed to be crazy. This season is when the other two wives officially leave,
Jeez.
and
Mazel.
the first wife
You're
to
not.
leave.
You're not telling
is-
me they're still doing the show.
Oh, yeah.
The show's still happening.
Ryan, we
Oh,
don't
this
get
show is
TLC,
going.
So
Yeah, we
that's
don't
why
get that
see
channel.
it.
The
it's
the
on.
the first wife to leave is getting remarried. She's
Wow.
engaged. Well,
Woo.
I keep
And
in
they're
mind,
tracking
like, this
that
was
on
all
the show?
Filmed in like 2019.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
Of like, so she's been
she is
separated from him
remarried.
for years.
Oh wow.
Oh my gosh, just watching the little tiny documentary about the FLDS. Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Oh, we covered that for sure
we
last
covered that in
week
the post show.
in our post show.
Yeah.
Go ahead and check that out. Thank you so much to our Patreon supporters. And if you want to listen to that unfiltered, raw conversation, just head on over there to the Patreon. It'll be in a link down in the bio. And your support, your $4 a month goes to, I'm talking post shows, I'm talking behind the scenes videos. So yeah, go check that out. Annie dishes about her time as a almost Mormon.
Almost Mormon.
True.
I talked to my sister about that, and she was like, "No, Annie, like you were so close. Like I was worried."
That's so
Like
good.
that's so good. But to go back on Donald Trump.
Yeah, please circle back to
what's his
that. I
face?
was waiting to hear about it. Go ahead.
I think
They got Rudy too. Rudy Giuliani.
Oh yeah,
He
they're
got one
getting
of
they're
those.
getting the
Woody,
whole
Woody,
group.
Woody.
Yeah, the whole squad.
The whole squad's coming in.
Yeah.
You know what I'll say? I feel like it didn't make as big of a splash as it should have.
Yeah.
Like
Well, everyone kind of knew it was coming. They were talking
Yeah.
about the mugshot for like a week. They're like, they're gonna have to process him, this
We're
and
gonna
that.
get a mugshot.
Yeah. And I think just
I
it
feel
did.
like if I ever had a mugshot, what would your face be if you ever had a mugshot taken?
Good
Perfect,
question.
perfect.
Great question.
Yeah.
Great question.
Go
Great
ahead.
question.
I'm gonna go first.
Oh God! Oh, pretty
Crack out.
eyes.
Okay,
I'm gonna
out.
crack out. I'm gonna crack it out because you got to leave them, thinking like, what did he
like
do?
a hot mugshot, and then
Yeah,
if it's
go ahead.
really good looking, I want that etched onto my grave one day.
Go ahead, Annie. Smize
No,
for
Annie,
us.
You can't keep talking about your grave.
Yeah.
shit, okay?
They're not gonna put your mugshot on your
But wait,
gravestone.
imagine it with like a little like.
Oh,
Yeah, that was
True.
nice.
I'd
Yeah.
probably smile.
That was nice. Let's see it, John.
I just do like one of these. No, actually, I get straight face.
Yeah.
Yeah, John, the
Mad
man's
dogging.
trying to bring you down.
Mad dogging him.
There's no way you're smiling.
No way.
Say,
Cara,
use my passport photo.
go ahead.
here's
yeah,
mine.
Kara, get
Go.
it.
Yep.
Get it.
Yep.
By the way, anyone watching at home, there's just no shot.
Yeah, Kara.
Just do-
Kind
I
of a
would do
soft
something
wink,
really funny
like a
to-
wink. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Because why would I ever be arrested? You think like
Oh.
why do people get processed like that?
That's not the question. The question
Public
is you're already arrested.
intoxication. You did something.
Why would Kara get arrested?
I guess depending on what I got arrested for would be how my mugshot would look.
Tax fraud.
Oh.
Tax fraud would definitely be.
Do you get arrested if you get caught driving without a license?
No,
No. They just. No. Well,
You
maybe.
don't. You don't.
You don't.
They
You
well
definitely
they look it up in their system that
It's
you
a
actually
ticket.
have a license first.
Perfect.
It's
Okay.
a
Yeah.
ticket you get if you don't have your license.
And they're just gonna let you back to driving?
Once they verify you have a
Yeah.
license, they're
Oh,
gonna
because
give
they'll
you-
look
they're gonna
you
give a
up,
ticket.
of course.
If you
Okay.
actually don't have a license, I think you still just get a ticket.
No,
No, you
that-
can't- you
if
can't
you
drive.
if you
They
never
can't
had a
really
driver's
drive?
license, they book
Oh.
you.
They'll
You're
impound,
going downtown.
the car.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it sucks.
Are you in the system?
Pound.
No.
No.
I mean, what
Well,
do you mean?
The system knows who John is.
What system?
The system knows who you are
The
for
system
sure.
knows any.
You
color.
know,
Remember
like
John was a
family.
rat.
the system.
It's not true.
That's right. Oh yes.
John was a
A
rat.
rat? I was
Wait.
not a
John,
rat.
you
I don't
were a
know.
rat.
I don't know
Not
if he
a
could
rat.
tell that story. Could he tell that story,
I don't see why not.
or is
Come
that a
on,
post
John.
show
John
type
was a
beat?
rat.
Nah, I'll save it for the post show.
Okay, that's a post show situation.
What the rat?
I
What? Annie,
recently.
I'll kill you.
Here's a good transition. I am in the system because
you?
or I'm about to be. Actually, I've done it before. Because to work in a school, you have to be live scanned,
Fingerprint.
and they
Live
take your prints,
scanned.
they take your picture, and then
Well,
you're.
then we're all in the system.
Yeah.
You gotten your prints taken before?
Yeah, I mean, if you work for a nonprofit with kids, you're in the
Yeah,
system.
I had to do it
Well,
for church.
Not fingerprinted.
I will say
Yeah.
there's a certain
I was never
nonprofit that we all worked
fingerprinted.
for that didn't require it.
Nope.
So that's what I'm.
They did background check.
I did
No,
not
I'm
work for this
I'm
nonprofit.
fingerprinted for the church that I work for.
Well, there you have it. So you've
I've
been fingerprinted
never had
before.
my fingerprint taken.
So you're good to go. If you commit a crime,
Except for
you
at
won't be got.
Sharp Medical
Wait,
Hospital.
actually, fingerprinting, I'm not sure. They called it fingerprinting, but it was like an online thing that I did. Like put all.
Was
my
it a little
personal
box
information.
and they?
No, I don't think I actually scanned
Oh.
my finger.
Oh, I
You-
did
you've
that.
had to do
I
that?
did the
Yeah.
palm, and then you do.
So you can't commit any crimes.
No,
and then
I
you gotta
can't
do
either.
both
That really
thumbs.
sucks for you guys. I
Wow.
like to keep
Yeah.
my options open. I don't want. I'm not gonna commit a crime at
Yeah.
this
If you were
right now.
gonna commit a crime, what do you think it would be?
True.
Oh, good
Robbery.
question.
Oh, okay.
Nothing like lethal.
Grand Theft
That'd be
Auto?
crazy. You don't want to kill somebody.
Okay,
That'd be
but
awful.
the thing is, I don't think robberies are made to be lethal necessarily. I think if they become lethal when caught off guard.
Okay, fine.
would
You want to get more
make it
specific?
lethal?
It'd be robbery without
A deadly
lethal
weapon.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not gonna bring a gun like a gun.
So
or
you're gonna
something.
rob somebody because I think
So you're saying
robbery.
you don't think you could kill someone with your bare
I
hand?
think theft
No.
and robbery are technically
Well,
different.
I'm ready to if I need to, but Annie,
I
don't
carry
think I
two
could.
lethal weapons every
you know,
day.
you know what's crazy?
Yeah, go ahead.
This is crazy. The other night, Eddie was telling me about how her hip is injured. Her right, well, she had surgery on it,
Yeah, yeah,
so it's
yeah.
all repaired now. But it's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
like back to full, or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Which hip is it?" And she's like, "Oh, it's the right hip." And I was like, "Okay, that's good because now I know what to like throttle if we ever get into a fight.
Yeah.
I just
Whoa.
throttle the right hip, and I'll get
That-
it'll be okay."
You were right.
Jeez.
That is crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
That's a crazy
I
thing to
know.
say to
The,
somebody.
know.
the craziest thing is it didn't even face me.
Did you ask your grandma that too? Like,
like-
hey, like, got a hip
No.
replacement? Which one's the metal one? Which
Okay,
one's the?
Ryan, you've never thought about
Go
having
ahead.
to take Annie out and how you would do it if she became out of control.
Oh no, I know how to take out Eddie
Thank you.
mentally.
Ryan's is easy.
It takes basically nothing to like fully disarm her.
Spiral me?
Yeah.
I was, and
Yeah,
then
yeah, yeah.
the hell are you
same
talking about?
conversation.
Okay.
This is solid.
A
up
steel
here.
trap.
I don't know.
I wouldn't
Annie.
say
I don't know,
steel, but
Annie.
like at least
Aluminum?
aluminum. Yeah.
I'm gonna say, to answer your question, aggravated assault.
What? No, I have a crazy
No.
one.
Okay, you
For-
said, what'd you say? Robbery or
No,
theft?
why
or?
you get arrested?
You said I was crazy for thinking about ways to disarm
Yeah,
Annie
yeah.
if I ever
No,
needed to.
I'm
Do you
gonna-
think you'd
I'm
get
gonna-
arrested for aggravated assault?
I'm gonna walk that back.
No. I think you would.
Go ahead.
I think that's exactly why you'd get arrested.
Go ahead.
I think you're drunk at a bar. Kara's trying to get you out. Some guy accidentally
So
touches Kara's
public
boob, and you
intoxication.
just punch
Thank
him.
you.
And
Is it? What do they call
Aggravated
that?
assault.
Battery or is that?
No,
what is-
Assault and battery?
Assault is the
Is it the same
attempt.
thing?
Battery is the actual contact.
So, assault
Assault
is a
and
punch.
battery.
Battery is like
No, it's
No,
switched.
battery is
Assault is the attempt. And
No.
then battery is when you make contact.
Oh, okay.
Battery is when you actually
you'd-
follow
So
through.
wait, so
If
this
you-
is an
if you-
assault?
That is assault.
No. Oh,
It's attempting to.
that's
harm
confusing. Assault
Weird.
and battery. Got it.
Stupid.
Okay, that makes sense.
So
That makes sense.
stupid.
I really tried to transition, but it didn't happen for us.
No.
I think
no.
Guys?
I would get arrested.
Go
We're
ahead.
not done.
Okay.
I
Oh,
need to
sure,
hear how
sure. Go
Kara-
ahead. Go
Kara
ahead.
thinks
Go ahead.
she's gonna get arrested.
No,
I think,
tax fraud. We said
Ooh,
tax
yeah,
evasion.
that'd be good.
just not paying her taxes.
More
Yeah.
like not knowing how to file that.
Nah, well, the same thing.
Yeah.
Same thing. Go ahead,
I
Annie.
think that I would do some like white collar crime,
Go ahead.
like
Watergate too.
embezzlement or insider trading, and then I'd be like, I thought I was just being big brain. I didn't realize it was illegal.
I mean, yeah, probably.
True.
I feel like you're gonna be
Or
one of those.
murder.
Have you seen all of those like string of crimes, like groups of guys like robbing Melrose Avenue? Like
Yes.
they run into
So crazy. The Gucci store.
the Gucci store and like, do we talk about that?
Yeah.
Oh,
They
they
like
just, like,
they
grab
bust in the
stuff?
Gucci store and like take like a bunch of bags and it's like 10 guys
run
and they're
out.
like so coordinated. They're like
Yep.
running through the mall and they've got like that'd be you.
I saw an episode of Psych like that.
Okay,
wouldn't be
go
It
ahead.
turns out it was the roller derby team.
Whoa.
That's a good crime.
Yeah, they were on roller skates. They were stealing.
If we're
credit
in this
cards.
together, we have to consider like what are our skills as a team?
Oh,
Like
so
like
what would we
illegal
collectively-
podcasting probably.
What we would collectively get arrested for.
Yeah.
If we were
Oh,
to
that's
get arrested as a
interesting.
group.
Probably-
Nothing that involves running.
Yeah, true.
Driving down
No
fast.
running or
Getaway
breaking windows.
cars.
No. That's
Getaway
true.
cars for Kara and I.
Yeah.
True.
I think you would be like, I think I would get arrested for driving in the way that, like, you ever seen the movie The Italian Job where they get, like, little getaway cars?
Yes.
I'd be driving for our, like, whatever,
So
misdemeanor of a crime.
Go ahead.
And then I would have felony driving, like, because I'd be reckless driving so intensely thinking I'm in
Right.
a movie, driving the getaway car.
Okay.
That makes sense. And then I get arrested for, like, driving the getaway car too recklessly.
Interesting.
They're
I
like,
get
we're
it.
not going to charge you for the other thing, but like, this
drove
was
that car
intense.
pretty quick.
I don't know that we have like the.
The skill set for any crimes.
No, my
think
brain
we've
went.
all committed a
My
crime
brain
together
went
one time.
immediately to like bank
Or a
robbery,
couple
but I'm
times.
like, I don't think we have like the kind of guts to do that. Like, you have to hold a gun, and like, I don't know that any of us would look good, like, or would be
Listen,
feel
guys,
comfortable doing that.
Kara's right. Our crime we'd all get arrested for was trespassing.
Yep.
Trespassing
Yeah,
where?
that kind
And-
of fits.
Couple
Destruction
places.
of private property.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yep.
That's cool, I guess. I don't know.
But
Okay, cool. Right on.
We did it.
Hey guys, I started working at a school this week.
Oh,
That's my transition.
wow.
I tried earlier. It didn't work.
Could have kept going with the fingerprinting.
You could
I-
do.
yeah,
Me
speaking of
Poppy.
fingerprints.
Remember the Me Poppy
I
Donald Trump?
Poppy.
Remember that transition?
that was
Yeah.
good,
Lives-
guys.
Yeah,
My
that was a nice
puppy.
transition. Donald Trump.
Not any. Still defending that transition.
Hi,
Yeah,
puppy.
yeah.
Hi, puppy.
No, it was good. It was good. It was good. Great podcasting.
So you work at a school. Cool. What are
Yeah,
you doing? Oh,
whoa.
Mimo?
Yeah.
Guys,
Tell us
I'm
about it.
back in the musical director saddle. I'm going to be working on Finding
Very nice.
Nemo Jr. And I kind of
Where's
just realized
my
like kids have access
dad?
to the internet. And the last time I worked at a school, I wasn't like
Hold on, can I give him a little taste of some of the Finding
Yeah,
Nemo
let's
music?
hear it, let's hear it.
If you don't
Okay,
mind.
yeah. Take
So-
away our monetization.
if anything if
Okay.
any of my students are listening to this,
Shut
turn it off now.
Where's,
Turn it off
where's
now.
the Find My Dad one? What's it called?
Yeah, you've got it. It's called
Uh,
Where's My Dad?
Dot.
it's not.
Now these
Dot.
kids can look you up.
I
and see
know.
this
And I'm
podcast.
realizing that.
Yep.
as
Have they done it?
because kids are getting smarter. They're on their phones all the time.
Oh, kids are way too smart now.
In the middle of maybe I shouldn't. Like kids are getting text messages from their parents to their Apple Watches,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Hey, I know we're in rehearsal right now, but like my mom's texting me right now. Like, can I go outside and use my phone?"
You're gonna make a good present for my niece's
Oh,
birthday.
yes, yes. This was callbacks.
Let's go through.
All alone. I'm too small to be here on my own.
That's the one I kept seeing on TikTok. I love it.
Yeah, the kid with the puppet.
Yeah,
'Cause I got mad.
magical.
Now I really need him.
Look at that. Kara's doing the direction.
Because it's
She's
so
been watching
improv.
me learn
So
it.
musical improv.
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah,
The
it is. It's not good.
It's not good.
Actually, I take that back. Some of the
Okay,
songs
Go with the
are good.
flow
Are
is a
good.
bop.
Yeah, Kara's been listening to me listen to it and
Yep.
has been taking it in by
Go with the
osmosis.
flow.
Go with the flow.
Oh
is
yeah,
Crush's
the
song.
Turtles do this like kind of Beach Boys
It's so
type song.
good.
Go with the flow.
on.
You know that type
Oh,
beat.
this one.
You must be swimming under a lucky totally.
You know that type of thing.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
And
That's a fun one.
let me tell you a little backstory. Is this was a musical that's never been on Broadway, never been in a Disney park. It was
So
on
strange.
the Disney Cruise Line. They wrote and produced an entire show that they could put on the Disney Cruise Line theater. So beyond that, I don't know if it ever saw the light of day. And then they turned it into a junior musical. So
Yep.
now I'm going to be working.
Do you think that
On
speaks to
that.
anything?
Go ahead.
Like the fact that they never made it into like a Broadway musical.
No, because I feel like, well, yeah, it's a little
Is
young.
it really short?
Yeah, it's like a tight hour. Like
When,
you know,
when's the? I actually maybe you shouldn't say when.
yeah,
the
I'm not
first
gonna
opening
do
night is.
major details on
But, yeah,
the show
sorry.
itself,
I-
but
I was
it's coming
wanting to
up.
know.
Our rehearsal process is like 2 months, so
Oh, okay.
beginning
So,
in November.
I'm
putting it on.
excited. I'm excited. to
I'm
see it,
ex-
to be
I'm
honest.
excited. I'll tell you what, I was like falling back into like old fun little because kids are so weird, man. They're
Kids
so
are so weird.
and it's my favorite little age, like 4th, 5th, and 6th graders.
yeah.
I just love them. I love them because any older than that, they're kind of like punks.
Rats.
Too
Younger
much-
than that, they're like a
Whoa,
lot.
Jeez.
They are. They're
Rats.
middle schoolers.
Rats.
Ratty.
Yeah.
Upper elementary, love.
Just love
I have
rats.
this vivid memory the first time I
Uh-huh.
ever worked with kids.
Yeah.
And it was these boys who were going from 5th to 6th grade. It was somewhere in between. We're at camp. And they were like the two kind of weird kids. Like one of them, like he was like really needed air conditioning. And we're like, here we are at summer camp in the middle of the woods. And he's like, can I sit in the gym because it's air conditioned? And I'm
Yeah,
like, no,
of course
go,
you
you
can.
have to go play. Like, get out of here. And
Go
the other
play.
kid, they're like walking. They finally become buddies, and they're walking. And me and another leader like say hi to him. And the moment they pass us, I hear one of them go, "Let's go find a rock that looks like Donald Trump's face." And this was like years before Donald
Yes.
Trump really like. It was like right when he.
Before it was cool to know him, I guess.
Well, it was like I guess
You were
he's, like,
super
he was
underground about Donald
running-
Trump.
He was like running for office, but it was like not. I wouldn't think that a kid that age really knew what he looked like, and they were so excited. They're like, "Yeah, let's go!" And they like ran into the
Oh
woods. I was like, "What is happening? These kids are hilarious."
Yeah.
Great age, and so they're gonna be doing little Finding Nemo songs.
Little Finding Nemo songs, you know, little
Are they gonna
Dory,
be-
little
Are you
Marlin.
gonna do puppet? Or are you gonna do
No.
dressed as Nemo?
It's dressed as Nemo type,
Oh.
like representative,
Yeah,
Costumes, like little orange hat,
yeah.
little blue hat.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
It's very hat based, yeah.
And their show shirt, right?
Yeah.
What's that?
And the show shirt,
Well, maybe I don't know.
show shirt, and then your costume over it.
Probably something like that.
Type
Oh,
deal.
yeah,
Mhm.
because it's not like
Mhm.
a.
Yeah.
It's not like a full blown theater company, right? It's just like a school.
It is.
putting on-
That's just cool.
It is. I will tell you what though. This I'm not going to say what school it is, but serious PTA and serious funds.
Don't you love it?
PTA scares me.
They're kind of scary, but like so on it. Like I truly
Is it a
just
I-
kind
PTA or PTO?
of,
What's the difference?
good question. What is the
Association
difference?
versus organization.
I
What's the
think
difference?
which
a lot
ones,
of the new ones, like so, PTOs are the new thing, and that's because like they operate outside of the school district entirely. They're not connected at all. Whereas like PTA, you had like an account with a school. It was a little more like involved.
It's very
PTOs
formal.
have a lot more money.
It's very formal, so I don't know
Oh, okay.
what. It's like very
Just
through the
find out
school.
for me and let me know if you
Yeah, I will.
Listen,
I will be circling back.
schools, there's like,
Go ahead, Annie.
I think, trademark, don't steal this. I think
This
we
is
should
Skovmand
make
original.
a TV show
All right.
revolving around like a PTA, a PTO, in the like. We've been watching a lot of Desperate Housewives in our household, and I think that those
I have heard
moms-
nothing about this.
Yeah.
In the
Those-
past week and a half, you've been watching
Oh, yeah.
Desperate Housewives?
Oh yeah,
heavily.
Okay.
Yeah. Not
Yeah.
me, but
Sure.
mostly them.
Jeez.
Right on.
Jonathan, you've been watching.
Annie, you're getting in trouble when you're while watching Desperate Housewives. Also,
I did get yelled at.
Yeah, because
yesterday.
guess what? This isn't going to surprise you at all.
No, not at all.
Annie started watching Desperate Housewives, and like 2 days in, she goes, last night we're watching
Do you
it.
guys
She goes,
watch?
I Googled the end. And Jordan turned it off. She's like, we're not
Wait,
watching
We're not
this
watching
anymore."
Is
this
it
anymore.
not just reality?
got so
No, Desperate Housewives
Because
Yeah.
also, Annie now knows the ending, but she still asks questions about every single
Because they
thing.
didn't
Are they
Google
gonna
all the
break up,
details.
or are they gonna get together?
You're thinking of the Real Housewives of
Oh,
Orange
no.
County.
Yeah.
Yes, the
No.
Real Housewives.
And no, we're
Yes.
talking about Desperate
New
Housewives.
It's a very
Jersey,
interesting.
I like how you
or-
chose
It's a
Orange County.
similar story. Guess who wrote the theme of Desperate Housewives?
John Williams.
Danny Elfman.
Yes.
Oh, Oingo
Isn't that
Boingo.
crazy?
Bum, bum, bum,
And you
bum.
can kind of tell, like his
Yeah.
obviously his style.
Yes.
But I saw his name on the credits, and I was like,
I love me
couldn't have
some
seen that
Elfman.
right. And then I
It's
went
a
back
dead
and
men's
Googled it.
party.
Now, is that
Right, that's him.
Do they live on Wisteria,
Wisteria
Lane?
Lane?
Okay, you know how I know this is because in the Universal Studios backlot, you can drive right through Wisteria
And
Lane.
I really impressed Jordan when I said that. I've been to Wisteria Lane, and she was like, "You have?
Yes.
Where is it?" And I go,
Yes.
"It's
Universal
in the
Studios.
Universal Studios
Yeah,
store. They
yeah.
have the whole neighborhood
Yeah.
still set up." And she was like, and I was like, "Yep." And they
Yeah,
even
so
tell
Annie's
you,
ruined it. No,
Yeah,
no
that's
I
not
thought
surprising.
you-
That's actually not
she has
surprising me at all.
ruined the entire viewing
Now-
experience.
now-
Because now we all know. Annie already knows the end.
Let me ask you this, Annie. Why? Why do
I
you do
like-
this
okay,
to yourself?
I like reading the last page of a book.
yeah.
When I start the book, I
Cool.
read the first chapter, then I read the last
She's
page.
good.
Cool. There's so much.
I
No.
have no idea.
You
what
know.
half
You
of
and
it
I both know
means.
that doesn't mean. Oh, I know how it ends. It means you read the
Exactly.
last page.
Exactly. I just,
Google how does this show end? You'll get a full 10-point description of how
and
the
that's
show
what
ends.
I like. I like
Mm-mm.
there's blanks in between. There
No.
were characters that haven't even shown up yet that they're like, this person ends up here, and I'm
And
like, oh, okay.
I'll say this too.
Awful.
And this is how this group of friends watch movies.
Uh-huh.
But
great.
I was we haven't watched a movie to like all the four of us in a little while, and I'm just reminded because Annie, when we're watching the show, there'll be a couple on screen, and she go, "Do they break up? Do they get back together?" And Jordan's like,
Jordan's
"I'm
seen
not
the whole
telling
show.
you. Like,
Yeah.
why
Jordan's
would
seen
I
the whole
tell
show.
you?"
Yeah.
But like, what kind of question is that? Just
I don't
watch the
like
show.
it.
Do
I
they
don't
break up?
Like it. There's
That's
like
what my
18
mom-
seasons of it. I'm
So-
not gonna watch them all.
My mom does this thing when we're watching a movie or a TV show that we've all seen except for one person. Like we've all decided to watch it.
Yeah.
And then my mom will do this thing and be like, "Oh yeah, this is the part when blah 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 blah."
Yeah.
Tyler does the same
That's a Tyler move.
No.
flippin' thing.
No,
it's like,
and Tyler will do it when we're
Mom.
not. My brother will do it when we're not even watching the movie either. He'll be like, "Oh, you've never seen Ferris Bueller's Day Off?" When he gets home scot free.
yeah.
We're like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, you know, at the end when." I'm like,
That's
"Tyler, I haven't
psychotic.
seen it."
What movie did he ruin for me?
Oh, I don't know.
Probably
There was
thousands.
one like really
He's done
big
it a few
one.
times.
Oh, I
It's
don't
like
remember.
it's like,
Like what?
oh, is this Empire Strikes Back when Darth Vader? We find out Darth Vader's Luke's father.
No
I
way.
think it
he
might
was
have been that when I had never seen Star Wars.
No, because I remember that you were for sure you were like actually surprised about.
It was something like that or that big.
You saw her
Can
reaction
you believe
to
that?
moment?
And I had no idea it was coming either. And I was like, let's watch all the Star Wars movies. And Kara's like, yeah, all good. And it was in the like not the first year we dated, but like within the first couple years we were dating.
Yeah.
And we watched Empire Strikes Back, and the moment hits, and Kara's like, oh, like it was a true, genuine.
see that.
I was like,
That's so
you
awesome.
didn't know that Darth Vader was Luke's father, and she goes,
No.
no, I had no idea.
You remember the
Aw.
quote
Yeah,
as a
that's
kid?
like-
So
That's
it's
how
one
I
of
knew-
my.
Before I even watched the movie, that was always the quote as a kid when you did
Well,
like
I
Yes,
knew,
Darth Vader voice.
that- yes.
I knew the quote, but I didn't know who said it. I didn't know who.
That is so good.
It's pretty iconic
It's
voice.
honestly, it's one of my favorite Kara memories. Like that moment, I'm like,
That's
Not
this is so
Airplane?
cool.
That's special for you.
Well, yeah, Airplane too. It was special for me.
special for Kara, but also incredibly special.
We're Annie's a psycho. Annie sucks. What something like that.
No, 'cause I'm telling you, it never used to bother me that you like looked up the end of movies because I don't really care. Ruin it for yourself, whatever. But when experiencing the fact that like every time we watch something, like,
It's a
did they
new
break
thing.
up? I'm like, you're dead. You're asking that right now,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
literally.
I think it's a power thing. I think Annie needs to have that over. Like, we're all watching a movie for the first time, and she's like, I have to know how it ends. And then when she knows, she's like, I
You
know
guys,
what
we've
happens.
talked about this before.
I know what happens. It's a power dynamic, right?
Go
Well,
ahead,
it's
Like,
my
Kara.
anxiety.
No.
I get stressed
Mm-mm.
out.
She
I don't think
shrouds
so.
it in that. And
Yeah,
I know
I
it's
think
not
it's-
true.
What is it,
Go ahead.
Kara?
I think it's with me too. It's like you start getting into the movie and the movie starts getting boring. You're like, can I just know the
I
end?
just need
And
to know
then
the
I can just
ending.
stop watching it.
I
so
do that
sad.
with series where
I
like
can't do that.
I my housemates and I started watching not
John and Jordan.
Blackish,
Orange is the
Abbott
New Black?
Elementary.
Back I don't know. I forgot it was Black Line something. And it was
The
like
Blacklist.
Blacklist, yes. And we started watching that, and we got like one season in, and it's the same thing where it's like super suspenseful episodes, and then it ends on like kind of a cliffhanger, and and I finally was like, you look at it, and there's like 10 seasons, and I
Yeah.
was like, I can't do this. I went through the whole series, and I just read the episode descriptions, and then I got to the end, and I googled
You're
the
just
New
not a watcher.
level-
You're just a reader. You're not a watcher.
That's a
I was just
new
like,
level
I
of psychosis.
cannot
Yeah,
sit
that's a
here
lot to take.
for another like 40 hours trying to watch this.
No, you can.
But
More
that-
than that,
you
every
for sure
episode is
can.
an hour. I was
That's
like,
so
oh.
crazy about it though. Is like you don't like the story then. You just like to know how it starts and how it ends. You don't
Yeah.
you don't like to know any of the middle part.
Fast forward.
That is crazy.
crazy.
That is crazy.
That's like people in this podcast.
Would you do
They,
that
like,
in
fast
life?
forward to when I'm talking.
Would you do that in life, you think?
Oh,
Would you just
yeah.
fast forward through all the bullshit and be like, oh, I did it. I achieved my goals.
Oh, I have a
Of
question
course
for
not.
you. If you could see like if you could watch your last
My
year
last
of life,
If you could
would do
read
it?
the last page of your life, would you do it?
I 1,000% do. If I could see my last day,
oh,
ahead of time, I would.
I don't know about that.
Would you,
I don't know. I don't think so.
Kara?
No.
but no context.
Ryan
like,
would.
I don't
He's
know
a
how I
side
got
note.
there.
I
I
don't
don't
know
know
if
the I don't know the story in between. But just to see the last day, I would.
I think that would put me into a spiral.
Yeah, because I would be
then
constantly
you're thinking
anticipating
about,
it.
You're thinking about, okay, well, what do I have to do to make sure that it happens? Is it good? Is it bad? What do I make? Can I make it not happen? Like,
Guys, oh my gosh, this is a Phil of the Future episode.
Phil the Future
Speaking
episode.
of Disney
It is.
children's
Let me guess.
stars,
You never seen it. You just googled it.
shut the
What's that guy's name?
Future
Yeah,
episode.
how does that read? Does it read well?
Phil of the Future.
Those,
is
that
a
little
didn't
two
read
sentence.
well.
That two sentence.
Shut up.
Yeah, go ahead.
There's
Go
an
ahead.
episode of Phil of the Future where they have this machine where you can go in and you can like hit it. And
Time
it will,
machine.
And it'll just show you a clip of your life, like however many years into the future, with zero context. You just get like a snippet of what
Yeah,
you're doing
yeah.
at that time in like that year.
That was That's So Raven, actually. That was a different
No,
show.
no. It was Phil of the Future because the girl, like his like little girl
Allison
best
Mashaka.
friend, she does it and she sees that she's
Allison
a weather
Mashaka.
woman and she sees she's married, and then the like thing shuts off and she has no
Yes.
context and she's
Oh.
like she comes out and Phil's like,
Right.
what did you see? And she's like,
I'm
because she
married.
like has a crush on him. She's like, oh my god, maybe we're married. You know,
I
But
loved that
I've
show.
I've thought about this ever since I watched that show. That episode, I would 100% do that.
I wouldn't want
I
to see
would-
the
I would
last day. I would just
want
I'd
to
want to see like
know.
that'd be fun to see like a little snippet.
A snippet of your
A
life.
random day.
Yeah.
I haven't thought about the Diffie family in so long.
So good. The Diffie dad is
Phil
in.
Diffie.
Phil
Oh.
Diffie is
Lloyd
in Desperate
Diffie.
Housewives.
Oh.
Lloyd Diffie is in Desperate
Lloyd,
Housewives?
Lloyd Diffie is in Desperate Housewives.
What a name.
It's crazy.
Well, there
But-
you go. I mean, what does any of it mean?
What were you talking about, Desperate Housewives? You just brought that up.
Watching a
in
show.
I was talking about. I don't know. You interrupted me.
No, we were talking about school. We were talking about.
Another thing that John and I we're gonna just totally segue.
Yeah,
Another
that's fine.
thing John and I recently watched
Mhm.
was an American classic movie, Spirit.
Oh my
Spirit.
gosh, you
The horse
guys.
cartoon
You
horse.
cry?
cartoon.
No, we watched it and it was like took me back to my childhood. I was obsessed with that movie.
Me too.
That's right. You were
That's
horse
the one
boy.
that
You
started
were
with
horse
the
boy.
baby, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
It was yeah.
Unfortunately,
I've
Can I
only seen
can
it
I tell you
once, but I
something?
totally
Never
remember
seen
it.
it. Never watched Spirit.
Ryan.
That's,
Are we watching it tonight?
Okay, is it mostly silent?
Yeah,
No.
it's
Yeah,
the
narrated.
horses.
right? They're
The horses
narrated.
don't talk,
It's
right?
narrated
It's
by Matt Damon.
Matt Damon
but,
is the inner voice of the horse. And he
Oh.
narrates
but
the
a
whole
lot of
Wow.
it, a
movie.
lot
It's like a
of
homeward
it,
bound situation.
a lot
I
of it is
literally
is
remember the
not-
entire movie
yeah.
just being like pictures.
The horses don't talk.
The
obviously.
horses don't talk,
That'd be
and the
crazy.
other horses
No, that
don't
would be
interact with
crazy.
him. There's no, besides the humans that are in the movie.
Okay.
There's no other, like, he's not talking to people.
It's just a
his
dialogue
narration
and inner
about
dialogue.
I
what's
remember
happening.
watching Spirit about the same time as Brother Bear and being like, I like Brother Bear more.
Oh,
Similar.
that
Similar.
is
Spirit
Oh.
came out in the
ironic.
same year as Lilo and Stitch.
Really? You don't mess with Brother Bear? You were a horse boy, though. I don't.
I like Brother Bear, but
Wasn't
like
You weren't a
saying
bear
that
guy?
You
Brother
haven't
Bear
watched.
was
You know what movie I
better?
just saw,
Mm-hmm.
or I just saw a clip about, and I was like, man, I need to rewatch it. That Atlantis movie.
I've never seen it.
Atlantis: The Lost Empire.
Yes.
Now I will watch that movie tonight.
That
That is
movie-
such a
seen
good
it.
movie.
I was
Yeah.
obsessed with
Yeah.
that movie.
That's with the nerdy guy, right?
yes,
Yes.
that looks like Gavin
Yes.
from Coffee.
Voiced by Michael J. Fox.
Really?
Yeah. A lot of
Yeah.
stars in
Oh.
that movie. A lot of
I've seen
stars.
that. I've
Star-studded.
seen Anastasia.
My sister was obsessed
Good movie.
with
Good
Anastasia.
movie. Weird one, not in the same category, but I watched it on like 60% of this movie on the plane was Easy A.
He had never seen Easy
Never
A.
seen
You
Easy
know what?
A
I've
before.
only seen bits of it. I've never seen
Oh,
it.
one.
we should watch the entire thing.
Somehow missed it. I don't know.
Did you watch the
I
whole
do
thing on the
love
plane?
the
I
two-
watched
You watched-
60% of
No,
it,
I
so
wouldn't
I had
even
like
say
30
60.
minutes left of the movie.
Really?
I don't know.
No, you were at the beginning.
I mean, look,
You have like 30%.
we also
in.
recently watched Mean Girls, and Mean Girls hits so much better and harder. Like,
you didn't finish Easy
I
A.
love me some Mean Girls.
Agreed.
We watched that. We watched a bunch of random movies in Hawaii. Like, we watched that. We watched, obviously, we
Up.
watched Surf's Up. We
Classic.
put that movie on.
Classic. Absolute.
Um,
classic.
We watched Surf's Up.
I
Every
watched
time we go
Surf's
to
Up
Hawaii.
in London.
That is so awesome.
Really?
Yeah,
I love it.
it's so good.
We watched Surf's
We
Up.
watched Surf's
This is
Up,
how
of
casually you
course.
said it, too.
Of course.
It's so awesome.
I tried to watch Ratatouille when we were in Paris, and I could not get it to work.
You had to watch. You had to read how it ends.
We ended up watching Shrek,
You're like, how does Ratatouille?
No.
How does
American
Ratatouille
classic.
end?
French classic.
You didn't watch an
Shrek.
American in Paris?
classic.
No.
Well,
watched Shrek.
that's great. You guys anticipating any new movies coming out, or
John saw that crazy movie that scary one.
talk to me?
Yeah.
You saw it?
I'll see it with you again. It was so good.
Oh, down. I'm so down.
It was
I
so
heard
good.
it's like traumatizing.
Talk to me.
It
Yeah.
is.
Like lovers
it is.
do.
I won't get into too far, but it is.
Post-show?
It's good.
Post show?
Yeah, I'll talk about it in the post show.
Well,
I will
after
say
he talks about when
must
he's
see.
a rat.
Yeah.
It's a must see. And A24, by the way, no one's doing it better than A24.
Nobody is. I agree with that. Folks, thank you to Texas Roadhouse. Oh,
Stop.
Sorry.
that.
he's working through something.
COVID's
Sorry about
back,
that.
so
Thank
you
you.
better stop
Oh,
that.
yeah, that's what I hear. It's on the rise.
On the rise.
Same.
And E. coli in the water of
Yep.
San Diego.
Saw that
Shut
too.
up.
Yep.
No way.
There's an order for like Coronado and somewhere else to boil their water before drinking it.
Wow.
Yeesh.
Be safe out there, kids.
Be safe out there. Thank you, Texas Roadhouse. Thank you, Patreon. Thank you, brave
Poppy.
listener. Thank you, Poppy. No, we're not thanking them yet.
No. Please stop.
That's it. We'll see you at the post show. On the couch as always, Cara Tafolla, Annie the Skovmand. I'm Ryan.
I'm John.
And we'll see you next week on
What
the
the
Podcast.
I did it. I did it this time.
Nice, nice. Good call. I didn't even
They
press
can't
it.
all be winners, right?
No.
I keep that in. Do not cut that.
Same
That's
shit,
so
different
good.
week.
So